Hello, everybody. Ace Titanium here. I am officially and finally back after being away for about. How long have I been gone now? Um, about approximately maybe 7 to 9 months. I had to go due to the fact that I left for the army. Um, After going through that training and getting through all that processing, I'm finally back home. I'm finally back in my cozy old room. And to be honest with you, it feels nice to be back. It feels great. Oh yeah, no, it's been 7 months. Holy shit. Um, but with that said, with me coming back, me includes more content because let's be honest, I was gone for 7 fucking months and I don't have that many subscribers to begin with, but I still don't want to be inactive. Um, it's been pretty interesting. It's been interesting. As you can see from my screen, those are the first five mons in my draft. Um, so I've come back and I've started doing draft leagues again, and when I saw that most of the Wi-Fi leagues were already underway, I didn't really know what to do. I was just kind of waiting, and then MDL came along, and then the Summer Splash, or no, not Summer Splash, Summer Slam for the UMPL came to be. It kind of just gave me the opportunity to start doing content again. So now that I'm back, I feel like it'll be smooth sailing from here, especially now that I'm going to college. But I know that you guys aren't here just to hear me yap. You're here for the draft analysis. So let's get it started. My first pick being Zapdos. Um, they, this mon, like this Pokemon in general, has always been good for me and my team, especially when I've drafted it. The first time I ever drafted Zapdos was in UNPL. It was the first season of the UMPL that I was in. Um, it gave me good results. Not like the most amazing results, obviously, because the team center around that Mon was kind of ass, all things considered. Um, he gave me good results, and then after that, he was in my PDL team, the Professional Draft League, and he performed really well. He did a lot for me, and I can't refuse the idea of him being available. And considering that um, Mr. TJP, the guy that runs this league, with a couple of others, he's like one of my rivals, especially since we fought in the PDL and he got curb stomped by Zapdos. He's come back for vengeance, and I want to make him feel that pain again, even though Zapdos isn't a Terra captain in this league. Because, yeah, it's a low tier Terra. I decided for my naming theme to be based around some of my best friends on Discord that I fuck with, and it just does a homage because most every single one of these mons are named after them based on their personality, and honestly, the Zapdos being named after Sicko Modem, yes, because Sicko, yeah, I I'm not gonna talk about them in this because it's not about them. It's about the draft analysis. I feel like I'm yapping a little bit too much, and I apologize. Um, but speaking of, I don't know. Zapdos, he's just good. He's always been good. He's always been an amazing Pokemon in competitive, even in draft. It, it's what you expect from Zapdos: static, Rocky Helmet, Boots, U-Turn, Roost, Discharge, Hurricane. It's the usual. Heat Wave. Like, it's just what this Mon is good at doing. Like, he's bulky. He has the special attack to be offensively viable. He has the speed. He has one of the best typings. I mean, you can never go wrong. So then comes my second pick, Slow King. Um, Now you might be thinking, if I drafted Slow King, surely I drafted a Slush Rush Pokemon or an Ice type. No, that was not the case. However, Slowking just he goes really well with Zapdos defensively because he deals with what Zapdos can't deal with. Um, Being especially bulky with that typing, and then also having Regenerator as an ability, along with the fact that it gets Chilly Reception to pivot to have a slow pivot. Um, Not only that, but it can set up Trick Room. It can set up screens if I need a screen setter. It has Foul Play, which if I recall correctly, doesn't really go off based off your attack. It goes off based on the calculations of your enemy's attack. So I mean, it could be useful. Another good thing about this Mon is just Future Sight and Scald, and then having Slack Off. This being one of the few Mons with Scald really helps it out because even if a Mon switches in, the likelihood of them getting burned is high. Um, Overall, Slowking does what Slowking does best. It's not. It's. I would have gone with Slowbro if it still had teleport, but at the same time, Slowking has Chilly Reception, and the one good thing about Chilly Reception is that I can run Weather Ball Zapdos. Because there's going to be a lot of times where the ground type is going to want to switch in Landorus, and I'm not going to be able to hit it. Like, yes, I have Hurricane, but that's inaccurate. I have Heat Wave, but that's not doing more than half. That's doing like chip damage. So if I have an actual move that's super effective, that can do way more than half or even KO if I'm Specs, I'm going to go for it. And Chilly Reception opens up for that because not only is it a slow pivot, I can safely switch in Zapdos, force out a switch, and if they go into a ground type, I can predict in Weather Ball. Because under Snow, it's an Ice type move. So theoretically speaking, I have temporary Bolt Beam coverage, which is kind of busted on a Mon like Zapdos. Especially if I don't have to Terra, which isn't allowed to begin with, but you get what I'm saying. Um, Next up is Hydrapple. So Hydrapple, if many of you would know, is the first Mon that I drafted in the UMPL. It was the round one pick. Um, this Mon in UMPL, he gave me some results, but I feel like I used him pretty badly on that team because it did not seem like he fit there. He did not fit around that team comp. And I feel like I just kind of forced him in there, even though he was my round one. And I always wanted to use Hydrapple again. So I figured why not just bring him back now. And considering my first two picks, I think he fits in really well. He's my second Regenerator Mon, my second and last one. Um, Having Regenerator and being bulky combined with Slowking and Zapdos is really good here because it complements him really well. And the fact that Mons like Iron Bundle and Chimpao aren't allowed really opens up for my team to shine even more because I don't have to worry about freeze dry half as much. Hell, I don't think Kyurem is allowed. So not only does that really open up my team even more, it just means that the more threatening mons that have freeze dry aren't around to stop my team. especially with the first three picks. So realistically speaking, it really just comes down to what the enemy is going to do, what my opponent is going to do. Because the thing about this league is that it's low tier Terra, but it's open Terra. It's open Terra preview on Wi-Fi, so you have to tell your opponent the Terra before you fight. Um, so it's kind of like Hydrapple is a good mon. It's a good Pokemon that I've used before, and I feel like I can make it work. I feel like I can make him be better than what I showcased in the UMPL, especially with what he has. Um, I mean, Assault Vest, especially on this Mon, is kind of nuts because you don't really have to run physical defense or special defense if you run Assault Vest. Fickle Beam is kind of crazy. Syrup Bomb is like one of the most underrated moves that nobody talks about because you can go ahead and switch in your resist or your counter and think, oh, I'll just switch in. He can't do anything. If I Syrup Bomb, you know, if I Syrup Bomb you, not only are you um getting in your resist, you're also losing speed. So even though you have the advantage in the moment, I can just switch in a Mon that will outspeed you because of the speed drop. Because by the time I switch out, you'll be at -2 speed, and I'll have the advantage. And I can pretty much just do rinse and repeat. It kind of just depends on the matchup, though. Um, but I can see it coming in handy multiple times, especially for the team that I have. Um, Especially with this next Mon being Ceruledge. So originally, I wanted Skeledirge. So pretty much the original idea was to have Skeledirge and Tinkaton, but both Mons got sniped. So then I figured I'd get Ceruledge plus Klefki. Klefki got sniped. So both Steel Fairies got sniped back to back, and in the original plan, I had Cryogonal as a Terra Captain, so he was supposed to be my Ice type that synergizes with Slowking, so that I can set up Aurora Veil. That didn't work out. Um, Not only because it didn't work out, but it got taken, so it didn't matter anyways. Avalug also got taken, so that didn't matter either. So Ceruledge, I've never used this mon, never once, surprisingly. I know that's a surprise. Um, I have used Armorage though. He's goaded. Ceruledge, I've never used him. I this is my first experience using Ceruledge, and I'm hoping it's a good experience because he's one of the coolest designed mons known to God's Earth. That's my opinion though. However, he is not better than Toxicroak. I'm just gonna put that out there. You have your opinions, I have mine. Skill issue. Um, Anyways, Ceruledge, he has a very good physical move pool. His stats are pretty good for a fire ghost type. He's like Blacephalon isn't in the game, so he's like the fastest fire ghost. No, his Cillian Typhlosion is. Then it's Ceruledge. If this were Natix, it'd be Blacephalon. But he he's a very good mon for what he can do. Like the bulk is there, 75, 80, 100 is not bad, especially with the first three that I have. And then that speed stat, and then the offense in 125 with Bitter Blade being stab and recovering HP. And then the fact that it also gets Poltergeist. I mean, I'm pretty much eating here. So it, I don't know. Like I'm excited to use this mon because of what it can do. And if I really want it to be funny, I can just use it as a screen setter instead of Slowking, which would be kind of stupid. but it'd be kind of funny too at the same time. That's just me though. Um, it kind of just depends. Like this mon is pretty fun. It also gets Will-O-Wisp if I want to be funny with that route. Will-O-Wisp, taunt. Um, I'm excited to use this mon. Like Flash Fire, Weak Armor. I can make this mon work, especially with this team, and I'm excited to use it. Um, so moving on with this one. So this is a little bit of like spoilers, but originally I had Diancie and a Alolan Persian. Um, they are both my Terra captains, along with Terra Toxicroak. Um, I did have Diancie, but after I saw Whimsicott get dropped, I figured that Whimsicott plus Umbreon was way better than Diancie with Persian. And Whimsicott just having a fast fairy that can Terra and be offensive or bulky or a support is so useful because especially with its speed tier on my team, it's so good. Um, it kind like the offense is lacking, but Specs, Terra, Fairy, Moonblast hits like a truck. I could run Terra Fire if I wanted to. If I wanted to be funny, I could run some fucking um Terra Fire, Sunny Day, Terra Blast, or even have a different mon set that up before death, and then just go into Whimsicott, use Growth, and then just spam Solar Beam, Moonblast, and Terra Blast. This mon, it just has the utility that I need from it, especially with Prankster. Or I could even just run Infiltrator and go through screens and substitute. Like, this mon can be a breaker if I wanted to. But there are going to be times where I've run Prankster and I just click Encore because what are you going to do? If you set up, you're screwed. Memento is also a good suicide option if I refuse to let the mon set up in front of me. Because then I can bring in Ceruledge and set up on that mon, or I just kill it there because it cannot kill me back. But it really just depends. I mean, I'm looking forward to using this mon. I did not end up using Diancie or Persian for my week 1. So starting week 2, Whimsicott and Umbreon are going to be on the team. So I'm excited to use them. But moving on, we have Terra Toxicroak. There's just one thing I have to address. For whatever reason, they put Toxicroak as a 4-pointer. And I know that this is their opinion. I know that this is their league and everything. But never in my life have I ever seen Toxicroak below 7 points. Like, sometimes you'll see him at 6 points. That's the minimum. Sometimes you'll see him at 6, sometimes you'll see him at 7. There have been rare times where he's an 8-pointer. But you're going to tell me that he's a 4-pointer, and even with Terra, he's a 4-pointer? Do you... I don't know. Personally, I'm not going to, cry about it because that's just better for me, less points wasted. 4-point Terramon, that should be like 7 points or 8. Say less. Peak Cinema. Um, he's good. Anticipation is ass, obviously, but Dry Skin and Poison Touch are not. Dry Skin is so good because it just gives me an immunity, and even if I face a rain team, which there is, spoilers, the rain just heals me. I have nothing to worry about. And then, right, I got Poison Touch. And you know how much priority this motherfucker gets? Bullet Punch, Fake Out, Sucker Punch. Like, or I can just force a switch and use knockoff and hopefully get a poison. This mon can be so threatening. and so annoying to deal with because if I switch into a slow fairy or a slow mon in general that does not want to stay in, all I have to do is click knockoff with poison touch. That's all I have to do because it's a 30% chance for me to get a poison and then that mon is screwed. Because then damage rolls go out the window because I don't have to worry about, oh, max HP, max defense, because regardless I kill with a different mon. So it's like this mon, like its stats, obviously it's not bulky. Like 83, 65, 65 is not, but the offense is even though it's a little bit lacking, he has offense. It's just people think he should be doing more than what he is. People think that he hits a little bit too weak, even though that is not true. You can bypass those stats. Look at fucking Nidoking. He has 85 base special attack and he hits like he has base 130. Toxicroak can do the same thing, but you have to realize that his playstyle is different. He's not Sneasler. He's his own mon. Toxicroak was here first. He's a veteran. This mon has the move pool to be unique. It's how you use him that makes him efficient and viable. That's my opinion. So, if you think he's not all that, if you think I'm just hyping him up, okay. Now, if I pop off with him this season, I want to hear an apology. Not from the viewers, but from the people that put him as a 4-pointer. Now, if I fumble the bag, my bad. Because at that point, I just suck ass. But I am confident enough to say that I will cook with this mon, and I will make sure that people see that he should not be a 4-pointer. Because that shit's ridiculous. Now, moving on, we got the third Terra Captain, the third and last one, Umbreon. So I didn't mention this earlier, but the total Terra Cap points is 18, and both Whimsicott and Umbreon are 7-point Terra Captains, which adds up to 14, and with Toxicroak that's 18. Umbreon, he so a a buddy of mine in DMs was like concerned about Terra Umbreon because yes, being pure dark is a good defensive type, but I'm not gonna be making this mon my Terra every single game. There's gonna be times where I'm gonna make a Terra that way it can do what it has to do. Um, this mon with Terra is crazy. Because if I go, let's say, a fighting type or a fairy type switches in and I'm Terra Poison, they can't hit me. Because this Mon can literally set up on you and not care. It has inner focus, so you can't intimidate it. You cannot flinch it. And if I'm Terra Poison, what's the worst you're gonna do? Burn me? Like, I can go Curse with Wish, and then go like Foul Play with, I guess Terra Blast, Poison, just for a Dark Poison stab. But at the same time, I could just be an annoying son of a bitch and go Toxic Protect with Wish and Foul Play and not give a fuck. Like, let's be real. This Mon is an annoying piece of shit because I've had to deal with this Mon so many times before, both in draft and in competitive back in the day. Because 95, 110, and 130 is a pain in my ass. So, I figured it should be time that I finally use this Mon because it looks like such a fun Mon to use. It looks like it has a lot of potential. Hell, I could even just run Calm Mind. I could just do that. Calm Mind, Alluring Voice, Dark Pulse. Yeah, you got it. I got you. Because then, hold on, it also has Moonlight? Oh yeah. I don't need to run Wish. I can just Moonlight. Shit. Dark Fairy Stab, like, this mon has potential. And I want to use that mon. Not that mon, I want to use this mon and show that it can do something instead of just being a foul play toxic warrior that sits there and waits for you to die. Because it has the bulk to set up and it has the recovery. It has the not I wouldn't say the ability. I mean, synchronize can be good because if you burn me or poison me or paralyze me, you're also in the same boat, so you're screwing yourself over. Um, I don't. I see this mon being good. Time will tell because I'm trying to use Toxic Rogue too, but I think I can make it work. Um, my next mon is Porygon 2. So originally this was gonna be a Terra Captain. I was thinking about it, but it goes from 6 points to 9, and I didn't want 9 of my Terra points being put into this mon because just as a 6 pointer is good enough. You're like being a 6 point value pick is good enough for me, especially when you're Porygon 2. Because if you can already tell, a lot of my team is bulky. There's a lot of bulk to this 85, 90, and 95 with Eviolite. This Mon is tanky as shit. And with the abilities that it has, the move pool, like, this Mon will be good. It just depends on how I use it because it has recover. It has good coverage, bolt beam coverage to be specific. Tri attack can be a piece of shit. A 20% chance to paralyze, burn, or freeze. And then on top of that, it has Trick Room and Trick. And all these other moves that I can use. Even Gravity, Zap Cannon if I want to be funny. This Mon, I don't have as much to say about this Mon because it's sort of one dimensional on what it does. It's just a bulky duck. But this bulky duck is also a pain in the ass because it also hits hard. It's just how it is. So, honestly, I'm really looking forward to using this mod, honestly. So, with that being said, let's move on to my um third to last pick, lycanroc-dusk. Um, I did not expect this mod to still be available after all that time, and yet it was. You know, I didn't expect it to be because it's Dusk Lycanroc. It's a 14 pointer, and at the time I had a good amount of points available. So I picked it up. I made it my rock type. This was around the same time that I had Diancie, so I had two rock types, even though Diancie could tear out of it. Um, it's just a good mon. It's a good offensive mon. It has a good speed tier. It it has so many good moves. It can be a stealth rock suicide lead. It can Accelerock Sucker Punch do a lot of damage thanks to Tough Claws. Swords Dance is there, Close Combat, Psychic Fangs, a break screens, Play Rough, Outrage. You name it. Like, this Mon can do things. I can make this Mon work so well. And I think he fits really well with this team because of how bulky it is. Because I can just switch it in and it will take a life or it will deal a good amount of damage. Especially with Life Orb or Band. It just depends. So I'm excited to use them on. And I I just love them. I've always loved Dust Lycanroc. It was one of my first ever Sword and Shield shinies that I got through breeding, and it just became so much more special to me because of the fact that it was hatched in a beast ball. That will always be a gem that's in my Sword and Shield save file. But moving on, my second to last pick, Sandaconda. Um, this mon being 4 points is kind of crazy. Like, I understand it's not a Powdon or anything, but when you have a mon that can have Shed Skin or Sand Spit, if I want to be funny, this mon can be crazy because Shed Skin means it has a chance to lose its status. It already has coil if I want to run a setup set, but realistically, most of the time I just want to run it as a bulky ground type because it has glare, it has stealth rock, it can just run the usual earthquake, and it just sits there. It's just supposed to be there to be my bulky ground. I know there were a lot of people that kind of just like, how do I put it? They were questioning me why I didn't make this my Terra, but honestly, I didn't really want to. I just let it be. So, um, with that in mind, it kind of just depends. Um, so I don't know. We'll see. I have faith in him. He's a pretty good ground. I've used him before. I hope he gives me good results, but we'll see. Um, Now for my last pick, Fortress. I've I'll be completely honest with you, bro. I have never used this mod in my life. They I A lot of people have claimed that it's too passive for a draft, and sometimes that seems to be the case. But I feel like I can make something work with this mod for it to not look like it's passive. That's just me though. Um, I think it can do well. Like it has a high ass defense stat. It has pretty decent HP. The attack is kind of middling, but I mean 90 can work, especially with gyro ball or even ice spinner. Lunge is also pretty good on this, and it has all the hazards. It has rapid spin. It has volt switch. It's it's pretty much my main hazard setter, and it's also my main form of removal. It's literally my only form of removal, which is kind of stupid on my part because Whipsicott doesn't get defog anymore. I'm pretty sure it has defog in previous generations. Maybe I'm tripping, but I can definitely make this mod work. If I want to be funny, I can make this screen setter if I need it. And just use explosion after that. That could work and be funny. But I see this mod having a lot of potential. Um, I don't really have much to say about it. Like the move pool is pretty good. We'll just see how he does, and I'll give a more broad opinion after. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. Um, I'm back. New logo, new team name. This is my Ryukin legacy. I've been in draft since Ultra Sun Moon, and I started doing content during Scarlet and Violet. And honestly, I'm here for it. I want to give you guys a good show, and I hope that you guys enjoy my content. That being said, though, that's everything from me. I will not take more of your time, and I hope you guys have a good day. Thank you for watching this video. Like and subscribe, and I will see you guys uh, the next time. Peace.